At a glance, the 1970, 1971, and 1972 Chevelle look almost like triplets. Same body lines, same attitude, same muscle, but park them side by side and the differences jump right out, and most of them are hiding in the grille. By the end of this video, you'll call out the year of any second-generation Chevelle from across a car show parking lot. Let's get into it. These 3 years are the back half of the legendary second-generation Chevelle, the body that ran from 1968 through 1972. They share the same basic shell, but Chevrolet reworked the front end every single year. The headlights, the grille bars, even the little emblem in the center, all of it changed. Learn those and you'll never guess again. Let's start with 1970, and for a lot of people, this is the king. If the muscle car era had a peak, this was it. The 1970 Chevelle has the most aggressive face of the three, and it's the one collectors chase hardest today. So what makes a 1970 a 1970? It starts up front with those headlights and that grille. The fastest tell is the headlights. The 1970 uses 4 round headlights, 2 side by side on each end, sitting in squared-off bezels, quad headlights, and the whole grille is pushed forward into an aggressive forward-leaning face that just thrusts out at you. 4 round lights up front means 1970 every time. It's the only one of these 3 years that has them. Now the grille itself. The 1970 grille is a horizontal bar design split into sections by those headlights with a wide centerpiece in the middle. On a Malibu, it's a bright silver grille with horizontal bars, a chrome vertical bar running down the center, and a bow tie. Look low on the driver's side and you'll spot the Chevelle nameplate tucked between the bars. On the Super Sport, the grille gets blacked out and wears a round SS badge dead center instead of the bow tie. Here's a pro tip that separates the real deal from a clone. A true 1970 SS grille does not have that chrome vertical center bar. If you see a blacked-out grille with a shiny vertical bar down the middle, somebody added it. The factory left it off. One more 1970 detail. The parking and turn signal lights sit down low in the front bumper, not up in the fenders. Remember that because it changes next year. Around back, the 1970 has one wide rectangular taillight on each side, set into the body panel, flanking a blacked-out center that holds the plate and the SS badge. Rectangular tails, pure 1970. On top, the option everybody wants is the cowl induction hood, that domed hood with the flap at the back that opens to grab cool air at speed. Add the SS stripes over the nose and you've got the look that defined the era. Cowl induction carried into the next couple years too, so the hood alone won't date the car, but it sure looks the part. Under that hood is why 1970 is holy ground. This was the year before the rules changed. You could order the LS5454 making around 360 horsepower, or the legendary LS6454 rated at 450 horsepower straight from the factory. The 396, which was actually 402 cubic inches by now, was still on the road. Compression was high and Chevrolet was not holding back. That's the big thing about 1970. It's the high water mark. The very next year, emissions rules and low-lead fuel forced Chevrolet to dial the engines back, so a real numbers-matching 1970 LS6 is one of the most valuable muscle cars on the planet. Quad headlights, that forward grille, and a rectangular tail. That combination is the peak. Now let's jump to 1971, and this is where the Chevelle's face changes in a big way. If 1970 was 4 headlights and that thrusting grille, 1971 went cleaner and wider. The front end got simpler, and Chevrolet started softening the muscle underneath. Once you know what changed up front, you'll never mix up a 1971 again. Here's the headline. For 1971, Chevrolet switched to single-round headlights, 1 large round light on each side instead of the 4 from 1970. And for the first time, that single light combined both low and high beam in one. 4 headlights means 1970. A single round light on each corner means you're now looking at a 1971 or a 1972. The 1971 grille was widened and simplified into 1 wide bright bar running across the front, split into 2 sections, with a headlight sitting in its own bezel at each end. It's a cleaner, more horizontal look than the busy 1970 face, and right in the center of that bar is the detail that matters most for telling a 71 from a 72. In the center of the 1971 grille, the Malibu wears a big Chevy bow tie. On the Super Sport, that bow tie is swapped for a large SS emblem, and the whole grille is painted flat black with everything blacked out except that center bar. Base model's got a plainer, thinner bar with no trim. Remember that bow tie. It's about to disappear. Now remember how the 1970 had its parking lights down in the bumper. For 1971, they moved up to the front fenders, and here's your specific 1971 tell. That fender turn signal has a horizontal strip, a little bar running through the middle. It's one of the cleanest ways to call a 71 apart from a 72. Out back, 1971 drops the rectangular taillights for dual round ones, 4 round lenses total, built into the bumper. But those round tails only tell you it's a 71 or a 72, not which. Under the hood, the muscle is cooling off. Lower compression for emissions and unleaded fuel, the wild LS6 effectively gone, and numbers now quoted in softer net horsepower. That brings us to 1972, the trickiest one, because at first glance it looks almost exactly like a 1971. Same single round headlights, same round taillights. This is the one that fools people. But the front end was revised, and once you know to check that fender turn signal, telling a 71 from a 72 becomes easy. Now the tell, that really settles it. Remember the 71's fender turn signal had a horizontal strip. On the 1972, that strip is gone. The turn signal is a clean single unit with no bar across it. Split with a bar means 71. One clean piece means 72. That's honestly the most reliable way to split these two in person. Under the hood, 1972 is the end of an era, the final year of this body before the bigger, heavier colonnade. Chevelle arrived in 1973. Every engine was now rated in net horsepower, so the numbers look smaller, with the top 454 SS rated around 270 net horsepower. It was also the last year for cowl induction on the 454. One more thing for 1972. The Super Sport was now an option package you could pair with almost any V8, even a 350, not just the big block. So a 1972 SS doesn't automatically mean a 454 under the hood. Always check what's in the engine bay before you assume. Here's the cool part. Line up all three and watch the Chevelle change in real time. 1970 is busy and aggressive, 4 lights and a vertical bar. 1971 calms down to 1 clean bar with a split turn signal on the fender. 1972 simplifies into the twin bar look, and that fender light becomes 1 clean piece. 3 years, 3 faces, same great car.